Hints on Household Taste started as a slightly tongue-in-cheek working title, but then the more we used it, we realised actually it was a really good strapline for what we were trying to do with the sale, and hopefully have succeeded. And Hints on Household Taste was a book published in the 1860s and was hugely influential both here and in America. And I suppose it was the first time that domestic interiors for a wider public had been used or recommended in that way. So from being a working title, we decided it was actually a very good title for the auction. It was the beginning of an era of mass publishing, so I mean he was reaching a sort of target audience of upper and upper middle class basically. You have to remember it was the same time that Mrs. Beeton's cookbooks and household management was being published, so there were all these what would be now called self-help manuals, but I think people needed to read books like that to gain the confidence to furnish their homes in a certain way. Eastlake didn't actually make any of his own furniture in the arts and crafts tradition. He designed a few pieces, and certain companies, good cabinet makers at the time like Jackson and Graham of London, made his things. But he also for a short period had Eastlake's Art Furniture Company, and they made furniture to the designs of E.W. Godwin and people who will crop up in the story later. But he didn't actually make any of the pieces himself. He was more an art critic, but he did design a few things. So there are actually a few pieces in Hints on Household Taste that we actually have in the sale that he designed and were made by the other companies, and then also he recommends the produce of other companies, for example Benham and Froud, the metal workers. So there are quite a few things in the auction which relate directly to the book. Included in the sale from my private collection is a selection of works by Mary Ireland, which I put together over the last 30 years or so. I was first attracted to the work of Mary Ireland, I suppose having been a clothes designer and always having been very interested in textiles. I was very captivated by the ways she used antique textiles and the drapery, and she called them actually fabric mosaics, and she used antique textiles to great advantage. Well, I think my only hint or advice to people is be confident with your own choices. I find it quite distressing when people rely entirely on professionals in what they should furnish their homes. I mean, I have always said, and I really believe this, I would rather see someone's mistakes that they've made themselves than some advice they've taken on board from someone else. And I really believe that if you do things with confidence, you can mix all different periods, all different styles, and it would be successful.